Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is Jason, host of Fighting Words Financial, and let's talk about, in the next couple of weeks, a couple of stocks that have really gotten beaten down since the beginning of the year. And one of those I want to talk about is Roblox. Now, Roblox is a gaming platform that is most well known by kids. And when I mean kids, I mean folks that are under 25. And they've some ways, and by accident almost, become a metaverse play in the last year or so. Now, I should disclose that I do own some shares of Roblox up front, but it's not a great deal of my portfolio. Now, I don't disagree that Roblox is a potential metaverse powerhouse, but investors in this stock have really been taken on a ride in the last couple of months, me included. And despite that, I feel that many folks are underestimating the potential of this company in the long run, although there are challenges and questions as well, and we're going to go over those. So the Roblox pathway to producing the kind of return multiples that we dream of really isn't crystal clear at this point, although it is definitely a growing company. But let's take a look later on at how fast this company is growing. So look, if you don't have kids, this mammoth company may have flown a little bit under your radar until recently. After all, 86% of Roblox's users on their platform are under the age of 25, and you may simply not be exposed to a lot of people who are using the Roblox app, but there are tons of people out there. Roblox is one of the most downloaded apps on Apple and Google's devices. They're kind of unique compared to other platforms as well, certainly different than platforms that older gamers may be familiar with, in the way that many of the most popular games are actually user-created games. So I actually believe that it may be the first user-generated platform to go public, although I don't believe it's going to be the only one in the future. Now, I hear various reviews from developers on how robust Roblox Studio is, but the Roblox platform has really improved over the last 2 years and is pushing into territory that once was thought to belong solely to Unity software and the Unreal Engine in terms of game development. Game engines like Unity software and Epic Games' Unreal Engine have already streamlined the video game design process in recent years, but it's still technically a difficult process. Roblox vastly simplifies that process with its own game engine, Roblox Studio, which lets users build games with interactive blocks. The system runs on the relatively simple Lua programming language that's simple enough for children to use. Roblox Studio doesn't work like the previous mentioned game engines. It's built to work from the ground up, cross-platform, on any device on the same server, whether that's VR, Xbox, mobile, or PC. You might be wondering how a platform that primarily is used by children will develop high quality, highly monetizable games that people actually want to play. Well, from the beginning, Roblox actually teaches kids how to create games, how to monetize them, and socialize with other players, which essentially means that all kinds of kids are using this platform, and most of them could be developers if they really wanted to, and they're the ones who are figuring out how to monetize their game and also promote their game as well. So they're doing all of the in-game retail marketing, they're doing all of the in-game communications, and they're telling all of their real-world friends as well. So the Roblox platform is actually huge. They have 202 million monthly active users and 43.2 million daily active users. There are over 8 million small and big-time game developers that are using the Roblox platform as a way to promote new video games. This platform has been downloaded and played in over 180 countries around the planet. Roblox developers and creators are also earning a lot of money. They earned almost $500 million on the platform last year. In fact, it was just a little bit over. This is not just a gaming platform. It is turning into a massive labor platform with that $500 million paid out to talent. So now you understand. I'm talking about owning shares of what is primarily a children's game platform, but this platform is unique and revenues are growing at a pace that competitors are going to find hard to match. It's basically the YouTube of gaming. Now, the platform consists of 3 components: Roblox Client, Roblox Studio, and Roblox Cloud. Roblox Client is the conduit through which users access the Roblox Metaverse and play the games. Metaverse experiences are built by developers and creators using that Roblox Studio, and everything is housed on Roblox Cloud. The infrastructure is powered by Amazon Web Services. So let's talk a little bit about their business model, and let's put it in pretty much the simplest terms that I can here. Like Fortnite, Roblox allows users to join and explore the world for free, but also provides options to upgrade the avatar and the digital experience more generally. Enhancements can be purchased using something called Robux, which is the in-app digital token used to buy those experiences, those avatars, and a whole range of user-generated content. And look, guys, user-generated content one day is going to get its own separate video because this is probably going to be really important, and it's likely going to have a tie-in with NFTs at some point in the future. And when I say in the future, not far off, this is going to be relatively soon. So users can purchase Robux just like arcade tokens from way back in the olden days when I was a kid. And they can do that from the Apple or Android stores or directly from the Roblox website using a credit card. Children are going to need permission from a guardian to make any purchases. Of course, those have to be made by someone 18 or older. But users can buy Robux piecemeal or on a monthly subscription basis, referred to as premium, with different tiers depending on how much Robux they want to subscribe to. There are volume discounts as well, but typically one Robux costs about 1 US penny. Developers and creators have four primary means of generating Robux on their own. They can sell users their experiences and enhancements to those experiences. They can sell content and tools to other developers and creators. They can sell items to users, and they can also sell, they can be paid for the amount of time that premium subscribers spend on the experiences that they create. And that's probably a whole other separate video as well. Their business model has a lot of moving parts to it. So Robux retains a commission on every Robux transaction, and it's not a small commission at this point, and distributes the remainder to developers and creators. Developers and creators can either reinvest the Robux into the platform itself by purchasing code from other developers or platform-specific marketing campaigns, which I think is very interesting. You can be a Roblox creator by buying other people's code using the in-game token, from which Roblox is actually taking a pretty hefty commission. You can cash out into real-world currency at a rate of $0.0035 per Robux. In other words, a developer that's earned about 100,000 Robux can use the developer exchange and convert it into about $3,500. Not the best deal. Conversion to real world currency is also restricted to those with at least 100,000 Robux. So the business model is basically this in its simplest terms. Your customers develop the games for the platform, and you take a cut. Your customers develop user-generated content like accessories, avatars, clothing, decals, audio clips, plugins, you name it, and you take a cut. Your customers purchase in-game currency, and anytime it's used or exchanged, you take a cut. Your customers develop really successful games and make deals for advertising, licensing, and royalties, and you take a cut. I'm seriously starting to like this business model. It isn't all puppies and sunshine though. Roblox is not yet profitable, even though this company has been growing in the last year and a half at a torrid pace. Just this year, Roblox reported a loss of $503 million. But let's put this number into perspective. Roblox is investing a lot in the growth. In fact, revenues grew 108% year over year to $1.9 billion for the full year of 2021, and free cash flow was $558 million. Daily active users grew by 40% year over year, and hours engaged grew to 41.4 billion, which represents a 35% increase over the previous year. So if I haven't painted a picture of how big Roblox is already, over half of US kids are already playing Roblox. 2/3 of all kids between the ages of 9 and 12 years old use Roblox, and it's played by 1/3 of Americans under the age of 16. But like I said before, it's not all puppies and rainbows. The stock has gotten absolutely hammered since the beginning of the year, mostly on some pretty underwhelming 2022 guidance and at least some monthly results that might indicate that growth is slowing rather than accelerating. So here are some of the concerns that I have. Roblox has obviously got some pretty big metaverse ambitions that reach beyond just gaming. Company leadership envisions a Roblox metaverse for work and for learning as well, not just for gaming. So imagine, if you will, attending university lectures in augmented reality powered by the Roblox metaverse. It's not so far-fetched now that we've all lived through a pandemic. Imagine patients receiving mental care in virtual reality, and I actually don't have to imagine this, as I've recently been made aware that there's already a pilot study being conducted with PTSD patients and metaverse-based therapy, and I've actually seen some videos of that. The metaverse will probably evolve in ways that we can't foresee and that Roblox can't foresee. And I don't have time to put all of the possibilities in a single video, but all I'm saying is Roblox may not be able to anticipate what happens with the metaverse and be on that bleeding edge. Also, NFTs have added a new wrinkle into user-generated content. How can NFTs be monetized by Roblox? In what ways can creating digital scarcity with NFTs be used to build new revenue streams? These are the kinds of questions that I have, but my concern is mainly that a lot of these things are years away from fruition, and my worry is that Roblox may be surpassed or just won't be relevant by the time these things are figured out. The popularity of Roblox might actually be starting to wear off as well. No kidding. Based on quarterly reports, the number of daily active users is growing, but growth is starting to slow. Since Q1 of 2019, Roblox's daily active user count has grown by 40% year over year, even reaching highs as high as 97%. In the last 3 quarters of 2021, however, the company reported year-over-year growth between 29 and 31%. Some investors were hopeful that the company's popularity would bounce back in Q4, but that is kind of what crushed the stock after reporting Q4 2021 earnings, and we saw a huge decline that day. User growth continued to stagnate, and I think that is what triggered that huge decline when earnings finally came out. Further reinforcing the idea that growth may be slowing is what Roblox calls bookings, which in the past was a nifty way to estimate future earnings. When a Roblox gamer converts real-life currency to Robux, the company gets that money immediately, but they don't report it all right away as revenue. If a user buys $100 in Robux, Roblox earns $100 in bookings at the time of purchase, but recognizes that income as it's used in the game. Like I said, it's a nifty way to anticipate earnings. Bookings monitor how much in-game money has been bought and gives it a gauge of future revenues. Roblox is seeing declines in bookings growth. In Q4 of 2021, the company's bookings only grew by 20% year over year to 770 million. It sounds like a lot, but it's actually the slowest year over year growth since Q1 of 2019. This figure grew consistently in the triple-digit range in 2020, but let's face it, that was in the middle of the pandemic and stay-at-home orders, and likely was anomalous and may never be repeated. So 2021 results reported slower growth in bookings. I think that some of this is natural, and it isn't a reason to panic and sell the stock, but it has figured into the growth rate that I expect for this stock going forward, and I think that I may have personally paid a little bit too much for the shares that I have, and that satisfactory returns are probably further off time-wise than I originally anticipated. So if you're thinking about jumping into this stock right now, think a little bit harder. If growth is really slowing to an average annual rate of 20%, and the company is losing $500 million a year now, profitability or even a clear path to profitability is actually kind of a ways off. And in the case that growth is actually slowing to 20% at that annual level, I think you're going to find plenty of opportunities, possibly for the next couple of years, to grab Roblox around the $40 to $45 level and possibly lower as the bulls and the bears battle to see which sentiment wins with this stock. So just as a reminder, I hold this stock. It isn't a huge amount of my portfolio, and I see both positives and negatives going forward, and I'm honestly torn on whether or not to add more, and I'm electing to wait at this time. And as always, folks, this is not a recommendation to buy, hold, or sell any security. This video is for education purposes only. Please do your own research when it comes to this or any other stock that I discuss. Let me know what you think about Roblox in the comments below. Are the bulls crazy about this stock? Are the bears missing out on a huge opportunity? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. Have a nice day.